Pacers basketball is 48 minutes. That is a quote from Coach Carlisle throughout this postseason. And it's my favorite quote from any coach in the entire postseason because it fully summarizes what Indiana Pacers basketball is. You better be locked in and fully engaged the entire time because this team does not quit. They did it again. Tyrese Haliburton, game winner with 0.3 seconds left on the clock. That is, as long as the Pacers led. They led for 0.3 seconds of the game, and it was the only 0.3 seconds of the game that mattered. They were horrible for the first 39 minutes of that game. But the final 9 minutes in that fourth quarter, when they outscored the Oklahoma City Thunder 32-16, couldn't have gone any better. And we have to start with Tyrese Haliburton, who wasn't very good in that first half. Only got into the paint one time. And if you've watched this Indiana Pacers team, then you know that the key to the Indiana Pacers finding success is Tyrese Haliburton getting into the lane and scoring and or kicking out and playmaking and doing the thing that he does as well as any other point guard or player in the NBA, and that is create for his teammates. For him, it all starts with those paint touches. The Pacers aimlessly passed the ball around the perimeter consistently in the first half, and nothing good came of it. It's why they didn't score in the first half. That, and obviously the 19 turnovers didn't help either. But when they didn't turn the ball over, the offense didn't look crisp. They fixed everything in that second half. They only turned the ball over 6 times. Tyrese Haliburton, I think, got into the lane 5 times. He took 9 shots as opposed to 4, which is how many he took in that first half. And the shot chart looked a lot better. His 4 shots in the first half, 3 of them were threes. 1 of them was a floater, the only time that he got into the lane. And, in the second half, he took 9 shots. 4 of them were threes, didn't make 1 of them. But he was 4 or 5 from 2, including that big-time pull-up jumper to give them the lead. And this team is just so tough and so resilient. This is obviously the 4th time now. Obviously, you have Game 5 against the Bucks where Tyrese Haliburton layup game winner in overtime, crazy comeback. Game 2 against Cleveland, where they're down big late, and Tyrese Haliburton misses the free throw, gets the offensive rebound, hits a step back jumper for 3 over Ty Jerome to win that game. Game 1 against the Knicks, Aaron Nesmith gets hot, hits 6 threes in the fourth quarter. Tyrese Haliburton hits the crazy shot to tie, and then Andrew Nembhard closes it out in overtime where he, scored 7 of the Pacers' points in that overtime. And then tonight, or last night, I guess, because it's 1 a.m., you're probably going to watch this in the morning. And then last night, they're playing the Thunder, and it's like, certainly, they're not going to do this to the Thunder. One of the best defenses we've seen in the history of the NBA. They have the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, certainly this guy is going to get to the foul line or he's going to make some sort of like pull-up mid-range jumper, and he got a shot that he normally makes. And he missed it. He left it a little short. Andrew Nembhard worked his butt off defensively all night long defending that dude. And Aaron Nesmith, who didn't make a ton of shots tonight, but rebounded his butt off, 12 rebounds, skies up, grabs the biggest rebound of the game. They find Haliburton. Casey Wallace is late, doesn't really get into his body, and he's able to dribble into a really tough pull-up jumper. And just another big-time game winner for a big-time dude who just doesn't shrink in the clutch. It has been so much fun to watch this guy hit big shot after big shot in these playoffs, and I hope it doesn't stop. I hope every game looks like that, where it is close and it is down to the wire. And this was just a really normal Pacers game. It took really everyone for them to get it done. Obi Toppin was 17 points off the bench. He had a rough first quarter, turned the ball over 3 times. He was so bad that they benched him for Thomas Bryant, who was really bad for 90 seconds. They went right back to Obi Toppin. But this Pacers team is resilient. Like, they don't back down when they mess up. Obi Toppin goes 5 of 8 from 3, 6 of 9 from the field, finishes the game with 17 points. He was amazing. Miles Turner had a really bad first half, turned the ball over 4 times, couldn't make shots. Didn't matter. He scores 8 points in the fourth quarter. He and Andrew Nembhard led the Pacers in scoring in that quarter. He hits a tough step back 3 where he banks it in to cut the lead down to 4, and then you're leaning forward and you're getting excited, and the Thunder just continuously responded, and until they didn't. The Pacers, they cut it down to 4. They find Miles Turner wide open. He misses the only shot he missed in that fourth quarter, a wide open 3. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes down. He gets a layup. Pacers come back down. Haliburton takes a tough step back three over Holmgren. He misses. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes back down, gets fouled, gets fouled, makes both free throws, and all of a sudden they're up 8. And it's like, all right, ball game. Thunder defense is too good. This game's over. But it wasn't. Andrew Nembhard, comes back and he hits a tough step back three over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to cut the lead to 3 with 2 minutes left. And then it's just like everybody. It took everybody. Pascal Siakam has a big offensive rebound and a putback late to cut the lead to 1. And then, with 48 seconds left. And they just consistently, the Pacers, man, everybody makes an impact. They had 6 guys in double figures. TJ McConnell, he had 9. Just an incredible effort from all those dudes. Aaron Nesmith may not have scored in double figures, but his defense on Jalen Williams, when you look at all of the Thunder's losses in these playoffs, it's usually when Jalen Williams doesn't play well. Aaron Nesmith's defense on Jalen Williams was outstanding. Holds him to 6 of 19 shooting. He only scored 17 points, but it was so inefficient. And he was great defensively. Everybody. It was a huge rebounding night from the Pacers as well. Haliburton with 10 rebounds. Siakam with 10 rebounds. Miles Turner with 9 rebounds. Aaron Nesmith with 12. Everybody going to the glass, closing out possessions, because that was an issue in the first half as well. It took everybody to come back from what was some of the worst basketball I've ever seen played in the finals, those first 39 minutes. And Haliburton said after the game that they were nervous and they were a little jittery, and that's why they turned the ball over. Sure, let's go with that. Let's say that they were jittery. And it was just brutal. The number of times that the Pacers would get into the lane and jump pass and be like, oh, that window that was there is no longer there. And it would result in a turnover. That's why Obi Toppin turned the ball over 3 times. He would drive to the rim and he'd look up, and guys that are usually open weren't, because that Thunder defense is elite in every sense of the word. And I think it took them some time to adjust to that. I'm sure that they were kind of nervous, but I don't know if nerves is the reason why he turned the ball over 19 times in 24 minutes. I mean, that's just insane. We saw Aaron Nesmith. Every time he got into the lane, he got stripped or tied up, or he'd jump in the air and the ball would get stripped. Haliburton, he got stripped late. It was just bad. Every time the Pacers managed to get the ball into the lane in the first half, it resulted in a turnover. And in the second half, that changed. They got to the lane. They, took layups. They were able to kick it out and make threes. It felt like they had a little bit more space in that second half. I think part of that was because of Miles Turner being on the floor and going small as well with Obi Toppin. I think that just allowed for the Pacers to keep those prying hands of these Oklahoma City Thunder defenders away from the driving lanes. Like that was huge. But everyone's going to talk about Haliburton, and everyone's going to talk about the Pacers run late, but they won this game because of their defense. This is a game that they don't win last year just because they weren't a good enough defensive team. The Thunder only shot 39% from the field for the game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 38. No one else for the Thunder, with the exception of Lou Dort, he kind of in that first half when he made 5 threes. No one else consistently made shots. And it was because of this Pacers defense, a defense that doesn't get enough credit, a defense that was 6th in defensive rating in the Pacers' final 57 games of the year. Like this is a legitimate top 6 defense in the NBA, or it was for the majority of the season. And that's why they won this game. Yes, they turned the basketball over 25 times, but the Thunder only scored 11 points off of those Pacer turnovers. The Thunder only had 11 fast break points on the night. That is a testament to this Pacers defense. It's a testament to Aaron Nesmith and his ability to defend Jalen Williams. It's a testament to Andrew Nembhard and his ability to defend Shai Gilgeous-Alexander throughout the game. They won this game because of their defense, and that answers the biggest question for me. I didn't think that they were going to be able to get enough stops. I didn't think that they matched up well enough with the Thunder personnel. Doesn't seem like that. They got plenty of stops. The question is, can they limit the turnovers? If they can, they're going to have an excellent chance to upset the Oklahoma City Thunder, even though they were plus 500 to win the series before it started. I can't wait for game 2 on Sunday. I think it's going to be awesome. Like, we've seen the Pacers win the first 2 games on the road in a series twice now. They did it to the Knicks, and they did it to the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. So maybe they'll do it again here. Probably not. I do expect for the Thunder to win game 2, but if the Pacers cannot turn the ball over, they're going to have a chance because their offense looked better when they weren't turning the ball over, obviously. It looked better than the Thunder's did. They got better shots. That's why they shot 46% from the field to Oklahoma City's 39%. To be fair, the Pacers hit some really tough shots. The step back banked in 3 from Miles Turner. Aaron Nesmith hit a tough corner 3. Pascal Siakam is, every time he shoots the ball, like he's got someone draped all over him. Tyrese Haliburton, like that pull-up that he hit, like that is not, like that's like a 21-foot going hard to the right pull-up jumper. Like that is not an easy shot, but this is the Pacers team that makes tough shots. Obi Toppin hit like 2 contested threes in the first half with the shot clock winding down. Like that's just part of who this team is. They make tough shots, and that's really frustrating for defenses. But at the same time, it gives them an excellent chance to kind of stay in games like they did tonight. I can't wait for game 2. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you don't miss any of my reactions, because I am actually going to do a reaction video after all these games because they're amazing. And then once this season's over, we'll start moving into some football stuff. But what a game. What a performance from Haliburton in the second half. This Pacers team, man. Pacers basketball is a 4:48 minutes. And I don't think anyone's going to forget that after this postseason run, whether they win the NBA Finals or not.